Guys, welcome to my first ever floss tube video. I don't like to be on the camera and I don't like my picture taken, so I've noticed some other floss tubers do it this way where they give a straight on perspective, and that's what I'm going to do. A little bit about me. My name is Susan. I live in South Carolina near the coast. I have 4 children, one of which is a Marine. The other 3 are in high school. 2 9th graders, the girls are twins, and an 11th grader, a son. I have 3 fur baby dogs. One we just recently got. She's a 3-month-old Chihuahua. I'm sure you'll see pictures of them throughout my videos. I've been cross-stitching for about 20 years now. And I love to stitch on all kinds of things. From this is, of course, right in front of you, is plastic canvas, to I love Mill Hill kits, which is perforated paper, and then, of course, all the usual fabrics of Aida, linen, stuff like that. So yeah, I'll probably remember things to say later, and I'll just introduce them into the video. But this I finished yesterday afternoon about 1:30. It's the old whip. From about 7 to 8 years ago I started. It says, I don't know if you can hardly see it, but it says welcome. It's a wire welcome. I've just left it in the package until I'm going to spray it with some acrylic, so when I display it outside, you know, it won't rust or anything until I get my husband to do that later today or tomorrow. And then I'm trimming it out. I started that last night, but then I got so tired, and sometimes with these trim outs, especially with Mill Hill kits, I don't want to make a little mistake, because I have in years past, and you cut and then you cut into a thread and it breaks it. So like I said, it needs to be finished cut out. You can see along the edge where I've done it, and it says welcome to the Burwells. This is one thing I wanted to get done before the end of 2014, was to finish this project up, and I managed about 1:30 yesterday afternoon. So yeah, there's that. The project before that one I finished was a Mill Hill kit. I don't have the paper near me to tell you the name of it, but I can always post it down in the links. And it's a cute little witch. Lots of beads. It says Happy Boo, a cute little trick-or-treat pumpkin. And it's stitched on 14 count perforated paper. Probably need to get the lighting a little better, but as you can see. So like I said, I love these kits. They're a fun favorite. Today also I'm going to start this for a new year, new start stitch along. There is a tiny little water spot, but it didn't affect the kit contents or nothing like that. From where I've had this for a really long time. But yeah, I'm looking really forward to it. It doesn't look like there's any back stitching in this one. So I'm also here's some little Mill Hill kits that I've got to finish. Their stitching is all done. There's a cute little turkey. I just got to back it with with some brown paper and then cut them out. And then I always like to add hangers to mine and stuff instead of using them for a pin. You know, sometimes they got the little pin kits. Here's this pair of stockings. It's done stitching. I'm going to turn it into a Christmas ornament. But as you can see, there's a little pin right there. I just don't wear them. And that's what it'll look like. And then here is an angel. A candle angel it's called. Mill Hill kit that's all stitched. Like I said, just needs the backing done and cutting out. And there it is. I'm also part of what's called the Ultimate Crazy January Challenge, something like that, 2015. And it's where you can start 31 projects or 59 projects. 31, one every day for the month of January. Or you can go ultimately crazy and start also 20 for the 28 days of February for a total of 59. So, I did have a list. I had some projects and kits set aside. And, of course, I have so much stuff. And I'm also a quilter, so my things get pushed here and there. I lost my list, and I can't remember exactly which ones I had planned out and was so excited about, but I do have these little Mill Hill kits all marked. I need to sort the floss on 2 of them, these 2. But I do have the back of the perforated paper marked with a big X so you can find the center as the Mill Hill kits require. But these are right here all marked and ready to go. There's a cute little Santa ornament I want to do. And there's a moon Santa. And a sleigh. A Christmas tree and a sled. Or a sleigh. And then another Santa. And of course this is a Boo one. And then a little snowman with the presents. But today, for also, even though this is for a stitch along, I can count this as my very first start for that crazy ultimate challenge. So this is the one I'll be working on today, and I will show progress. But here's just a little bit of my kits that I can choose from. And that's not nowhere all of what I have. This is Crewel Embroidery, Gallery Crewel, so it's like pre-printed in certain areas. You just fill in with embroidery, which is typically not cross stitches, but it's like satin stitch mainly and stuff like that, and French knots. But I'm not going to count that one, but it's one that I would like to get done soon. But here's one. I thought that's super pretty, and it's got the little charm in the center. And then here's some, these are smalls. I don't want to do all big projects. Here's a beautiful hummingbird with hollyhocks. I like that one. And my living room is nautical theme. So I tend to like lighthouses, seashells, stuff like that. And that even has the cording and the rope that comes with it. So I'd like to start that one part of the challenge. Here is a Noel candle and poinsettia that I'd like to also start. I really like this one because it has the pinwheel blocks like in a quilt that's in the background on the flowers. I've worked with what the fabric is in this is called fiddler's cloth. It's 14 count, but it can come in different counts, I believe. I don't know if I really like the fiddler's cloth for this one. I believe I might switch it out for either an off-white, an antique white, or maybe even a regular white, and use that 14 count fiddlers for some other project. I don't know. From the picture on the front, I don't like the way it looks with the design. Here is a gold collection of Pete's inviting holiday wreath. I like the birds in it. I like the wreath, of course. And that fence is similar to the fence going into our backyard. This one here is a definite start. I may even start this one. I've had this one kitted up. If you can see it without the glare. There we go, I believe. I've had this one kitted up since this past spring or summer. I got the fabric. It's a little bit of hand-dyed fabric. I got this off 123 Stitch. I've got all the hand-dyed fabric floss and then the regular DMC floss, and it's all ready to start. And it says, the ladybugs and bumblebees do while away the hours by traveling through garden leaves and dancing in the flowers. And it's just really cute. I also like gardening. Well, not say gardening, flower gardening. Here's just a little kit I believe I picked up somewhere along the way or offline. It actually has the embroidery hoop, which you can display it in, but I'm not a real big fan of pieces displayed in embroidery hoops, and those that do and love it, that's wonderful. It's just not my style of taste. Of course, here's another one. It's a bigger one. It's Telegraph Hill Lighthouse, the Janlin kit, if that's how you say it properly. But I really like that one. That's really pretty. And it's light blue Ada for that. Here's another Janlin kit. It's called Cardinals and Gazebo. And of course, It's just really pretty winter scene. And you could display it at Christmas time, or just practically I would display this one all through winter. It's just a really cute kit. And as you see, the pile is growing. These are ones I've got since summer. So here's another kit. I just love that. I really like florals, mermaids, fairies, lighthouses, nautical theme. I just buy what appeals to me. And then some of my kits that I came across don't appeal to me anymore, so sometimes I sell those, but this is not a post for selling. This is just, and here's one titled Quilts for Sale. Of course, me being a quilter, I've been a quilter probably now 9 or 10 years. So stuff with quilt themes I like too. That's a pretty good sized kit, and look, this one the floss is not separated on, but they are in bundles. So what I tend to do is take a piece of notebook paper, fold it into thirds, take a simple handheld hole puncher, punch every other hole, so that'll give you plenty of space in between where you're going to put your threads, towards the edge, not right on the very edge, but towards the edge. I'll have to show you one day, of the paper. Then I'll label it with the numbers and the name, or any corresponding, how it corresponds to the pattern. And then I just pull it through and loop it like they do on the ones that does have the fabric or threads sorted. And that's how I kind of keep mine, a very cheap, ineffective cost way to keep your threads sorted. A topiary trio. I really like that. My kitchen is in yellows, or it's called pale banana, but it's not so pale. It's like a medium, nice light buttery tone yellow. And then I've got a really bright green accent wall in my laundry room. I'll have to show you pictures one day, but and I just love this. I think even though it's on black, I think the yellow in it, and I use red in my kitchen as an accent, and I have it as fruit kind of theme because that really goes well with those two colors. So yeah, I like that, and I like the little border in it. I don't know if you can see that little leaf border. I think that's really cute, but I think it will be time consuming to stitch. So this one I absolutely love. Oops, I knocked over my candle. It'll be fine. It's a heirloom collection. Sometimes I have trouble sometimes saying these things. I think we all say them in our own way. Called Herald of Spring. Trying to get the glare off of it. I should have probably cut the sewing pin low. But I got this kit, I believe, it's got linen in it. Let's see. 28 count ivory even weave linen. It's probably not linen, but it's even weave. I sometimes find these kits really good deals on eBay and stuff, and if you find a good deal and I love it, I will scoop it up. But I think I will add her into it. Somehow I managed to purchase 2 of these kits. I guess I really liked it so much. Of course, it's got the hummingbirds and butterflies I like, and all the little bumblebees buzzing around, and very garden themed. So therefore I will have to wind up selling one of these because I only want one. But that's called Morning Praise, and I really like that one so much I bought 2. Here is another one called Field of Butterflies, and I'm trying to keep the glare off of it. And as you can see, it's a beautiful floral field of butterflies. This is just the pile I grabbed out thinking, was this the list I made of my 59 starts? I still have a curio cabinet stashed full of kits, patterns, some few threads, some fabrics, but I don't think this is my pile I had originally sorted. For some reason I can't figure out where I may have tucked it away at. It could have been took out to my quilting studio, which is a complete disaster since we moved. But anyway, I looked through this pile and I thought, well, maybe this is it, and it could potentially be it, but it's just, I thought, well, here's a good start. Plenty to choose from. This is Snow Bear and Sleigh. I saw this one actually done on finished, completed on a Facebook group I belong to that's cross stitch related. I belong to quite a few and quilting, and I just fell in love with it. And it does have not a whole lot of back stitching, but on my blog yesterday I made note of, especially of the butterfly one, how the butterfly here, all the back stitching really brought this piece to life. And years ago, I'd probably say in the early 2000s, I was online and someone had made a comment, a stitcher, about how they didn't like back stitching, that the projects they do they wouldn't do projects with back stitching because it made the projects look too cartoonish. And from then on, that comment that I read really turned, it wasn't a comment towards any of my projects, it's just a comment I read. It just really turned me off to back stitching, and it became such a tiresome bore from that comment that it really affected my stitching. And to me, in the last 2 years, I've really picked my stitching back up, and to me, it just brings the project to life. And I thought to myself, just come to a revelation yesterday. I was talking on my blog, and I was like, I should not let another person's opinion affect my craft that I love. So there we go. Lots of back stitching. I didn't mind it as nowhere's bad on this project once I realized that I shouldn't have let that opinion affect it. So yeah, we should be careful with what we say. This was a little bit older kit that I purchased off eBay. A lot of my purchases come from eBay or off of a group. It's actually several groups off of Facebook that I belong to that you can sell or buy cross stitch and stash. This one was, though, purchased off eBay, and like I said, it is older, but I still like it. It actually has the cording to turn this into a pillow. I don't know, I probably won't do it into a pillow, but I liked it. And this is how it comes. It was I guess that she'd lost the person who was selling it lost the sheet, but put one of these binder things clear and kept everything. It's not a copy. Copyright is totally respected. But it's just, that's how she sent it to me. This one I love for some reason. This is a John Elliott, actually. I'm trying to see the name of it. It's called Sun. But to me, it reminds me of those mythical woodman. The woodman faces. To me, that's what this one reminded me of, and that's why I fell in love with it. And just the eyes on it is so, I don't know, I just really like the eyes on it. And then the little things underneath his eyes is so cute. Like, again, I apologize for the glare. But to me, it reminds me of those. I don't know way I can describe them. I've seen them be drawn. I've seen them, online, is the woodman's. Here is a DMC kit, and you can actually, let's see. It only comes with the kit only comes with but it looks like there's enough to do both of them to me. And it's got linen or even weave in it. To pick one of the two designs, of course, it comes with patterns for both, so if you decide to stitch the second one. But I'm kind of liking the full leaf instead of the partial leaf. Not unless there was enough to stitch both and you kind of put them side by side. That would be really neat. And it's got a cute little ladybug. Oh, 2 little ladybugs on it. And see the back stitching now? That would be kind of boring. To me, these are not cartoonish. That would be kind of boring not to do the back stitch on a leaf. Okay. Here is another one. The Sorrento Hotel. Let me see if I can get it to focus without too much glare too. And once again, very floral. There's a cute little bicycle. I love the doors on it. Here's the older kit, but I also like a lot of things. Victorian houses. I always love riding up in new towns and looking at the old houses and the Victorian style ones with the gingerbread and stuff like that. Moldings always appeal to me. This is an older kit, but still yet I kind of like the colors in it. kind of reminds me, we're not too far from Charleston, South Carolina. We're about 2.5 hours away from Charleston, I believe, maybe 3. Anyway, I love to go down there, and I love to look at architecture. And this kind of reminds me of the Battery Row houses. I also have a Barbara and Cheryl Battery Row house cross-stitch chart and the fabric for it. I just need to gather threads. This was also a kit, I believe, off eBay. I love me some eBay. So, oh, and here's a Debbie Mum kit. I just kind of think that's cute, like a gardening angel. Here's a Star Spangled Banner. It's kind of hard to see because of the beads across the top, and then I'm holding the camera with one hand and trying to keep it steady. But anyway, it's a Star Spangled Banner needle roll. This here I have the threads for. I just need to find a piece of fabric that I'm happy with. Country Cottage Needleworks Sunflower Summer. Once again, it's got the houses and the flowers, and I just find those so adorable. Here is a piece of hand-dyed fabric I received off of eBay called Fossil, and it's a 28 count, and this calls for a 30 count, but you know, to me that's not much difference. There's plenty of fabric in this piece here to do that design, but it looks darker from what I'm seeing through the camera. It's showing up darker than it is in actual, but it's not as light as this. And when I put the threads up against it, it just looked like some of the threads wouldn't show up as well. So I may try to find one that's more like this, or the other one I showed you, the Bumblebee one, that's by Country Cottage Needleworks. That was kitted up, that I kitted up. I think a piece of fabric like that would work really much better. I do tend to buy a lot more kits, but here lately in the last several years I have been buying patterns, and I know there's some who loves to kit up their own, you know, take the pattern, get their flaws, find their fabric, and I don't know, I just like the convenience of the kits. As you can obviously see, you have no idea of my kit stash, but here lately I have been buying a lot more patterns to kit up myself. So as you can see, here is a huge choice of kits and stuff that I can choose from for the 59, where we start one each day, starting today all through the month of January and February. Although I don't want to start this many big projects, I do have a lot more Mill Hill kits I could choose from. I have several other small ones. Oh, and I'll have to do a separate video on my haul, what I call haul, that I've got in the last week and a half in the mail. So maybe I'll do that one next and put it. So I'm going to get off here and straighten up this mess, and I need to get started and get things sorted for the new year, new start stitch along. Also, that would be my very first project for the start of the 59, one each day. So I got to at least put some stitches in on that today. I'm not feeling very well. I've woke up with a chest cold, although I've took some medicine and I sound a lot better. So talk to you soon. Bye.